BenJA Dynasty. The BenJA family would have ruled China from about 2100 BC until around 1800 BC. They are believed to have been Aryans who migrated into the area and who were able to conquer the local people using their superior weaponry and technology. The BenJA dynasty is said to have continued for hundreds of years. The kingdom had ups and downs, and it expanded over the course of the lives of 15 later emperors. The last emperor, named Jay, was very extravagant and fell into dissipation. He constructed a palace for his favorite concubine and drank all night long. He killed loyal ministers who criticized him. For decades, historians have believed that the BenJA dynasty was just a legend. Then, in 1959, evidence was found that showed that this dynasty may not have been just a legend, but may have really existed. Shang Dynasty, like the BenJA Dynasty. The Shang Dynasty was once thought to be only a myth or a legend, unlike BenJA Dynasty, which is still being heavily invaded. The Shang Dynasty is now considered by all historians as a true dynasty because many historians do not consider the BenJA Dynasty a true dynasty. The Shang Dynasty is often called the first true Chinese dynasty. The Shang Dynasty ruled China for around 1500 BC until 1100 BC. During this 400-year period of Chinese tradition, the 30 separate kings ruled from a succession of 7 different capitals. It was written that King Tang of Shang tribe watched the last BenJA ruler falter, so King Tang started attacking the BenJA people and employed wise men to help him. There was a rebellion and Tang conquered the Shang in 1600 BC. It is said that Tang ruled well because he lowered taxes and outlying tribes became vassals. Their territory increased so that it included territory far to the south and reached to the sea to the east. One of the most important contributions made during the period that Shang Dynasty ruled China was the invention of writing. The earliest written records found in China come from this time. The Zhao Dynasty. The Zhao family was able to defeat and overthrow the last Shang Dynasty king in 1028 BC. They claimed that the Shang Dynasty had lost the mandate of heaven due to their poor governing. The Zhou dynasty would become the longest lasting dynasty in Chinese history, lasting over 800 years. According to written accounts, the king of Zhao tribe was called Zhao Hu. Attacked the last king of the Shang Dynasty and became the first Zhao emperor. In 771 BC, after King Zhao replaced his wife with the concubine, the capital was attacked by his wife's father. While fighting against the rebellion, The Zhou army suffered a terrible defeat. As a result, the Zhou dynasty lost even more power to the noblemen. They managed to hang on to power for another 500 years. Then, in 256 BC, this Zhou dynasty was finally overthrown. The Qin dynasty. By 221 BC, a man by the name of Qin had overthrown all remaining members of the Zhou dynasty and all of the opposition, allowing him to place himself as a ruler of China. The Qin dynasty would have only last about 11 years, yet during the short years, this dynasty would make changes that would affect the history of China for thousands of years. In order to show his importance and power, Qin added a new name to his own. He began calling himself Qin Shiguldi, which means King, the first emperor of China. Qin wanted everything to be under his authorities and control. He established a strict set of written laws that were recognized throughout China and set up a military control in each region of China so that local noblemen cannot rebel against the emperor. Han Dynasty. In the year 207 BC, a new dynasty began to rule China. This dynasty was led by a peasant whose name was Louis Bang. Bang was tired of the brutal leadership of the Quan dynasty. Bang proclaimed that the Qin had lost the mandate of heaven or the right to rule the nation. He was able to overthrow them and establish himself as a new emperor of China and the first emperor of the Han Dynasty. The Han Dynasty would rule China for the next 400 years. During this time, they would be one of the wealthiest and most powerful nations on earth. The achievements would only be surpassed by the Roman Empire.